Welcome back to Off the Cuff Cooking with Carmelo. And today we're going to cover two secrets, one regarding fresh mozzarella and one regarding tomatoes. But before we begin, I'm going to have a glass of wine, which has nothing to do with the food I'm preparing, other than it's something I enjoy while I'm cooking, because I find cooking or preparing food, in this case, enjoyable. So I don't find it stressful. So the wine just adds to enjoyment. I share this just because a lot of people get stressed about cooking or preparing meals for your friends and families, and there's multiple pots and multiple steps and things you gotta jump through, hoops you gotta jump through. Well, if you really simplify it, you can enjoy the preparation much more, and you're gonna make better food too, and you're gonna enjoy it. So this lends to that. If you have a question, put it in the comments. Ask the question, and at some point I will read it and give you an answer to that question. You might want to subscribe to this channel. I think this episode will give you that value of why you want to subscribe to it. I talk a lot about ingredients, but seriously, like, the ingredients are the most important part. So if you get good ingredients, there's less you have to do to make the dish taste better. So fresh mozzarella, the secret. I'm gonna set the stage. Your friends are coming for dinner tonight, 5 o'clock, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. What you wanna do to present them, make them the best for fresh mozzarella, on a charcuterie board with tomatoes, whatever you're gonna do, is you're going to find an Italian deli. You're going to go there. You need to find an Italian deli that makes the fresh mozzarella, and they're putting it on top of the counter. They're not putting it in the refrigerated case. The reason they're putting it on the top of the counter is it's fresh, meaning they just recently made it. So all the good stuff is still happening to it. It's room temperature. It has the moisture. That's the big thing. It has the moisture content. When they make it, it's warm. And you're gonna go home and your first instinct is like, let me put this in the fridge. I'm gonna serve it tonight with my friends and prepare it and do whatever you're gonna do with it. Right there, that's your mistake. If you put it in the fridge, what you're basically doing it is turning it into regular mozzarella. Difference between regular mozzarella and fresh mozzarella. There's gonna be maybe some information, but all regular mozzarella is made and it's dried out to get the moisture out of it before it's packaged and sent. So it's gonna look something like this. It's gonna be wrapped in some kind of plastic film, right? There's not gonna be any date on it. It's not good before a certain date. It's ready for right now. So mozzarella, you think pizza. Well, if you made a pizza with fresh mozzarella and you cut it and you put it in a pizza, you're gonna have a wet, soggy mess. Fresh mozzarella doesn't work on that application. You're gonna be like chewing and you're gonna say, yeah, it tastes pretty good. You're basically eating pure water and it's not good. They wrap it in the plastic film to keep the moisture in. So I'm gonna just take off this, and you're gonna see right away, I just took off the wrap, I cut some. You're gonna kind of see, I don't know if it's gonna show up, but you're gonna see like there's moisture and it kind of like shines. But what I also like to do is, I like to use a serrated knife, not a straight edge, because depending on what you're doing with it, you're gonna put like olive oil or black pepper or salt or something on it. And when you do it, rather than getting like a completely flat surface, you're gonna get, you can see it there. You see like these ridges? See the ridges? You're gonna see that, and that's where you're like, some olive oil might get caught in there, some salt, some pepper, whatever you're putting on it. Beautiful thing, So that's gonna enhance it. Now I'm gonna take a slice just to try it. Like, I don't know if I'm getting all the detail in there, but you could see that. When it hardens, you're gonna just see a flat piece of mozzarella. Now, I always try it. Like I said, say you're preparing it in some fashion for your friends. Well, if you go right to salting it, putting black pepper on the olive oil, well, you didn't taste it. This one is actually pretty seasoned. It's mildly salty, which is good. I don't think it needs salt. So in this particular case, I would not do much with this. I literally would slice it, put it on the board. So basically what you did to make this something your friends will remember, and I've had this in the past. People have said, like, what did you do to make it like that? And the answer is very little. I bought it correctly. I bought a freshly made piece of mozzarella that was put outside on the counter, and then I bought it and I didn't put it in the fridge. Now, a lot of delis you're gonna see, they're gonna make fresh mozzarella and put it in the refrigerated case. Because what they're doing is what you do. They're preserving it. The remedy to that problem is you wanna take it home and know it's been refrigerated now. You're gonna leave it on the counter for an hour and a half before serving it, because that's going to make it much better. The moisture is it's gonna thaw out. You're gonna have the liquid back. So now I'm gonna buy a commercial mozzarella, and I'm gonna give you the example of what things. So same thing. Now it's not available to you. You can't find a deli that sells it like this. You're gonna buy regular fresh mozzarella from the supermarket, and it's gonna always come in a plastic wrap. And now I'm gonna show you the difference between the way it comes. So this one, Galbani's fresh mozzarella, I happen to have bought it like pre-sliced, but it says that it's good to August 30th. Well, today is like July 12th. It really isn't fresh mozzarella. Rather, this one here, made this morning. You can't replicate that. I'm sorry, you can't. So what I did with this Galbani's one, I left half of it in the fridge. This one's been out about 2 hours, and I'm gonna show you the difference. Let me go get it. This one here was in the fridge. And I don't think visually it's gonna show as much. This one's sliced. I'm just gonna unslice it to show you. And it still looks moist, pretty moist, because in the plastic, the moisture stays. But when you leave it out for a while, this is the same package basically. You're gonna see that this one definitely glistens more with the moisture than this one. So if you can't get the freshest stuff and you're forced to buy what's at the supermarket, they do a good job. But the thing is, it's not fresh mozzarella. So let's taste the difference. This one definitely has more liquid, this one less. This one needs salt. This one can need some help. Still pretty good. So in terms of texture, not even the moisture content, the one that I left out has a much better mouthfeel. So what's happened is the liquid has like thawed out. So now you're getting a texture and like a stringiness to it, which the texture you're not getting from the one that was completely left in the fridge and you served it. And here's another little truth is most foods taste better at room temperature. So if something's really hot, we use pizza, you burn the roof of your mouth. But even if it's not overly hot, you're not tasting everything, you're tasting the heat. Same thing, if you're getting a refrigerator, you're killing flavor. So heat and fridge both kills flavor. So that's where we go with the fresh mozzarella. So that's how you're gonna do it to impress your family and friends. Okay, so we'll start with the same premise. Friends are coming over. You wanna serve the best tomatoes possible. So once again, the key is the tomato. So here's the secret of the tomato. And I'll start with the fresh mozzarella. If you want the best tomato, I'll paint a picture. It's August. It's noon. You have a garden in your backyard. You go out there, you pick a tomato. It's gonna be hot because it's noon in August. That tomato's hot. You bring it inside, you cut it. The juice is like phenomenal. You're gonna see it's warm, it's hot, it has so much flavor. So that's your ideal tomato. Here's the reality. You're gonna buy your tomatoes in a supermarket. Okay, so I bought those four brand. Oh, five. All right, six different tomatoes. All right, so I'm gonna show it to you. So if you look at them closely, one of the things about them is you're gonna notice they all look like uniform and perfect. They're like the Pringles of potato chips, right? There's no blemishes. They're all uniform in color, no bruising, nothing. And here's the thing. So they're even very proud of us. If you look at it, I have here greenhouse from Maine. How do I know? They left a sticker on the tomato and it tells you who manufactured. You go to their website, the man from Maine said, fresh tomatoes all year long. Fantastic. Canada, same thing, something like in season all year long. Upstate New York, another greenhouse. So they're proud of it because they're selling the technology, they're controlling every aspect of the temperature, they're controlling the water, most importantly, how much it gets. And there's also very little like soil nutrients going into it. So the flavor is not going to be there. And here's the problem. Here's the secret. A vast majority of tomatoes are red but not ripe. They are red but not ripe. What do I mean by that? They are picking them at the maturity of their green state, meaning they get to the largest size that they're green, they pick them, they're not going to get any bigger, so then they're going to put them in a room with gas to get the color there. Now I'm going to give you, I went to the farm stand and I bought a tomato. Now, I think this is going to show, I'm going to pick it up here. If you look at this tomato and you compare it to all the other ones I just described, look at all the blemishes on this. Look where it was connected to the vine. It's brown. There's little bruising. There's little marks, right? If you turn it around, you're going to see flat parts. So this one's I bought yesterday and I just left them out on my counter. Never put a tomato in a fridge, period. Because once again, you're stopping its process. So let's just take any one of these tomatoes. We're going to cut it. I'll get a big one just to keep the competition fair. I think you're going to notice right away. I'll leave the sticker on just so you can see. So look at the Jersey tomato here. And it's still in an early season for Jersey. Look at how deep or red it is. And also when I bought the ones from the supermarket, they don't sell them in a refrigeration case. They're out on the floor. But look at the color in that one. Look at the color on the Jersey tomato, which has been vine ripened to red, not vine ripened to green. I brought some salt out. I'm going to do a objective scientific taste test here. Just put some salt. Jersey ripened is here. Canadian hothouse is there. Right away you see the color. And like I said, the color is not the thing. The color is letting you know it's ripened farther than this one. So, one bite, 100% tastes like a tomato. And that sounds dumb, like, what? Of course it tastes like a tomato. But I think if you go back now and see when you make a sandwich and sometimes put a tomato on it, looks like the tomato, looks attractive, no blemishes. But then when you have when you go to eat it, you're like, wow, I remember tomatoes having more flavor. There's a reason. That is delicious. So I took like a couple of bites of that one because it's so good. This one, to tell you the truth, you're tasting the mostly salt, which I put on. I broke my own rule. I told you, like, don't put anything on it to get the taste. So right off the bat, you're getting more juice and it's more tender, the Jersey vine ripened tomato, than your hothouse one. It's hard. Like when you bite it, it's hard. So if you are doing anything in life, pasta dishes, tomato salad, mozzarella, crushed red pepper is a very popular thing, of course. And it's pretty basic. Red crushed pepper, very basic, very good, gives you the heat. And you might want to put it depending. I always put everything on the side because some people don't like heat. But if you want to upgrade your game, there's a little company called Flat Iron Pepper Company. And this one here has, I'm going to read it, arbol pepper, ghost pepper, habanero, and jalapeno. Let me try to get it up there. So this one has the heat, but it also has so much, many different unique flavors that are going to come out. This one here is chipotle, ancho, and habanero. And I made a pasta dish recently, and instead of using like a basic crushed red pepper or this one, I used this one just like, hey, that's cool, I'll use it. The dish, which was an eggplant zucchini red sauce dish, I used this, and everyone commented like it has like a smokiness to it. It was this one. I used the chipotle, ancho, habanero pepper. Now you're getting the theme here. It's not about ingredients. Everyone's had crushed red pepper. They're not going to think twice about it. It's going to be hot or not hot. Well, you buy one of these, you put in a thing, they put it on. They're going to recognize it is a crushed red pepper, but something about it is different, and I really don't know what it is that's different about it. Black pepper, you might want to put some black pepper on it. My other thing on this is when you're going to get a black pepper grinder, or sometimes the store comes with, the problem with the grinders that come with most black pepper is they're set to one setting, they're not as fine. This particular one, I can set it to fine or coarsely ground. I love coarsely ground. Sometimes I make a pasta dish and I put it on because I want to bite into the black pepper. And it'll get caught like between your gums and your tooth, and the pepper is like pulsating where it's caught, but you love it. I love it. It's so fantastic, right? But if you get fine grained fine black pepper, it's gonna disappear in the dish. So just know that's that. Same thing, I'll put olive oil on the table. I might put some on the dish that I'm preparing, but I'll tell you what you should be looking for in an olive oil because it's a very sketchy business. The best advice, this one is Cobram Estates, 100% California virgin olive oil, first cold pressed. What's most impressive about this is it's olives from one source. So they're getting the olives, they're 100% California, which has excellent produce, by the way. And a lot of the produce from California, believe it or not, most Americans don't even get the taste because they send it to Japan, where Japan will pay a premium for that produce, and we won't get the best. But in terms of this olive oil, it's the olive that's grown on the farm that they're using to press. It's consistent year after year after year. This is amazing. This is Graza Sizzle Extra Virgin Olive Oil. They also have a Drizzle Graza Virgin Olive Oil. And this used to be a specialty olive oil, which was not readily available. But it's using a Spain from grape, an olive from Spain, and one olive. The farm has integrity. This is what we're doing. Try to find a single source olive and go with that. Once I start talking, it always goes longer than I thought because I like to keep them short and sweet. But to recap, the fresh mozzarella, buy it from an Italian deli where it's kept on top of the counter, not in the refrigerated case. Take it home, leave it on your counter, slice it, taste it, serve it. If you think it could benefit from some olive oil, some salt, some black pepper, go nuts. You're not sure? Put the olive oil, the black pepper, or anything on the side. Let people decide for themselves. You're not masking the flavor of whatever dish. You're actually adding another dimension. Thank you for joining in. And once again, you're the secret ingredient. Goodbye.